What's up, everyone? Welcome to Gamers with Gains. Now, last night I got a chance to check out Captain America Civil War, and hot damn is this movie good. Overall, I had a blast watching Captain America Civil War. I went with my boy, Makai Gamer. We were literally at the edge of our seats. There was a lot of fun moments that we got really excited about. But overall, I want to talk about a couple things about this movie specifically to kind of entice all of you to go check this out in theaters. Now, we're going to get into spoiler territory, so I'm letting you guys know right now, spoiler warning, we're getting really deep into Captain America Civil War. But overall, again, bottom line, this movie's fantastic. Here's a couple things. Number one, this is kind of like a much more smaller scale event than kind of like in the greater Marvel Cinematic Universe. This has to deal with the Sokovia Accords. The governments of the world, specifically the United Nations, are kind of like getting a little bit fearful of the power that the Avengers have. Granted, there's some stuff that goes down in I believe it was in Africa specifically. I forgot the country, like right outside of Wakanda, where things kind of like happened. But basically, Captain America is going in there and actually dealing some sort of situation where he's trying to stop Crossbones, from actually causing havoc and getting a kind of like a mutagen, which is like some sort of kind of like, again, viral weapon that's kind of like stored in this this facility. And in the course of like him working with some of the other Avengers, including Scarlet Witch, including the Falcon, Black Widow, some stuff goes down, and because Scarlet Witch has to prevent Crossbones from actually causing an explosion, she ends up killing a bunch of people in this building, and it causes all sorts of like discussions and havoc, and really pulls the Avengers into question. A lot of them take the blame for what has happened for all those deaths. Not only does the King of Wakanda, which also introduces the Black Panther into the mix, kind of like say like what's going on and such. It really kind of like gives this overarching panic and fear for the power that the Avengers have. This is what helps create the Sokovia Accords. Now, granted, okay, all that stuff is going on in the background and whatnot, but really what people really came to see is not only for the action, but also see the introduction of Black Panther and SpiderMan. And I have to say, both Black Panther and SpiderMan are handled incredibly well in this movie. Black Panther is not only given a decent amount of screen time where he's kind of like, he's shown, not only the reasoning why he's kind of like thrown into the mix of everything that's happening, between the incident and some other stuff that happens later on, but also it shows like, how powerful he really is, like kind of like, his diplomatic immunity, like how well his actual suit is, which is made completely of, vibranium, which is incredible. He also doesn't look as goofy as what a lot of other people were trying to, thinking like his actual outfit would be. In the comics, he wears kind of like, this just mask that looks, very fleshed onto like his actual face and stuff. But in this movie, he actually wears a complete suit that's made of completely vibranium, and it looks like armor, per se. Not on the same lines as Iron Man, but still just as strong. It's made of the complete element that composes of Captain America's shields. He looks awesome. But one of the things that people really wanted to see was this interpretation of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. This was awesome because not only was there a lot of cool kind of like, interplay between, Peter Parker and Tony Stark, which is how they introduced him into this actual cinematic universe, how they introduced him into the movie, but also kind of like the way that he actually fights. There's the big airport scene that goes down that's in the trailers, it's all over the place, and everybody's talking about it, where Spider-Man is introduced into, to the rest of these actual characters, and he's fighting some of them. He's on the side of Iron Man's team. And he's fighting some of the different characters, some of the different Avengers that are on Cap's side. And throughout the course that he's actually fighting, he's throwing all these little quips and all these kind of like little like sayings and little kind of like jokes and stuff. And it really annoys the other characters, and it really speaks true volumes to how Spider-Man has been interpreted in the past in the comics. I thought it was really fun. It was just like great to see, like again, the banter between the different characters, a lot of the humor, especially between Spider-Man and some of the other characters. There's an awesome scene with AntMan, with Paul Rudd. He actually turns, instead of going smaller in some cases, he turns into Giant Man, and there's this whole big fight scene between him and Spider-Man, which was incredible. There's a joke about The Empire Strikes Back that I don't want to spoil, but when you see it and actually see Spider-Man talking, it's really fun, really incredible. Overall, okay, whole bunch of great fun moments in this movie. Again, I'm not going to really get too much into it because I really encourage you guys to go check out this movie. There's so much to discuss, again, including all the stuff involving the Sokovia Accords, all the extra stuff between Captain America and Iron Man, the Winter Soldier, which has a huge twist towards the end of the movie, which I think is fantastic. The way that it was kind of like built up and kind of like alluded to, and when the final big reveal happens, everybody in the theater was like a little bit shocked to like what was going down, and it really worked well into the context of the entire story. One of the other things I do want to mention is that the after credit scenes, without getting too much into them, really do wonders for both Black Panther and Spider-Man, and that's all I'm going to say on it because I think that they're great. There is no kind of like allusion to the greater kind of like Infinity War plotline that's going to be building up to for Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2. And there is no kind of like, allusions to Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel, Guardians. Black Panther a little bit more so because, again, there's a thing with Black Panther, but all the other like cosmic beings in the Marvel Universe, as well as Doctor Strange himself, who's more magical and stuff like that, you don't really get anything like that in this movie. It's a little bit much more grounded on Earth, which is what all the Captain America films have been to some sort of extent. Overall, really love this movie. I can't recommend it enough. If you're a big Marvel fan, you definitely need to see this movie, and you definitely need to get hyped up about Doctor Strange, which is like, I think is the next Marvel movie down that's slated to come out in theaters. But anyway, guys, that's just my opinion about Captain America Civil War. Again, I didn't cover everything per se because, again, I want you guys to go see this movie. You really need to see it, especially if you're a big comic book fan, if you're a big Marvel fan. You need to see it when you can. But leave me a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think about this movie. If you've seen it already, if you haven't seen it already, again, be mindful of spoilers, even though I put up the spoiler alert before when I started this video, but just be mindful of anybody else who hasn't seen the movie. Again, we want to get people in the theaters to actually check out this movie. So talk about it in the comment section below. Let me know any sort of like comments or thoughts that you guys might have about Captain America Civil War or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the Gamers with Gains channel for all my videos related to gaming, movies, all types of stuff. Follow me on Twitch every single weekday, Twitch TV, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm streaming, playing a variety of different games. Follow me on Twitter at VenomousFatman1. Follow me on Instagram, Gamers with Gains channel, and check out all my content and all the stuff that which I'm doing. So I will talk to all of you again very soon. Peace out, stay epic everybody, make my Marvel!